Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me a great pleasure to be with you this afternoon at the first International Conference for Women in Multifaceted Research. As the title of my speech suggests, I will speak to you today about the unstoppable combination of AR and blockchains. My name is Nora Sharkassi, and I come from Tokyo International University. So augmented reality could be defined as an interactive experience of real-world environment where the objects in the real world are enhanced by computer-generated perceptual information superimposed on it. So sometimes across multiple sensories, we have visual, auditory, haptic, like motion, and we also talk nowadays about the somatosensory. The somatosensory has to do with the pressure, pain, and warmth, as well as the olfactory, which is the smell. So these are the latest challenges in the development of the AR and VR applications. So how do we bring this AR to mass consumer? How this AR technology will transform the immersive technology in general into disruptive. Augmented reality is one of the biggest technology trends right now. We all know that. And it's only going to get bigger as AR-ready smartphones and other devices will enter the market and become more accessible around the world. Looking at immersive technologies and exploring the factors that cloud lead to the holy grail of mass consumer adoption for augmented reality, talking about the advent of 5G technology and the advances in mobile phone coupled together are likely to play a critical role. The most significant of them all, however, is the AR cloud, the adoption of the AR cloud. You will soon see companies create and develop their own custom versions of what we call it the Magicverse. And Magicverse is said to be the future of smart cities. I'm going to talk about this in the subsequent slide. That will allow companies to market various unique features and approaches. In essence, they will all do the same thing, right? They will connect data in the cloud to the mobile handsets that will allow AR devices to become the gateway for their avatars in this new landscape of reality, layered with virtual interactive information that I will talk about in a bit. So right now, let's talk about the advances in mobile technology and its role. Nowadays, we don't talk about AR, VR, we just call it Xreality. The X here is a variable referring to the any number of computer-mediated realities like augmented, mixed, or virtual thematic. So augmented reality here is one of several computer-mediated sensory experiences known as XR or Xreality. Many tech companies and well-funded startups are pouring millions of dollars into hardware and software. So as you can see in this picture, the hardware is improving fast with a new generation of Android devices. This is late to 2017, the Zen phone. And a smartphone built specifically for augmented reality, but now we have the iPhone 8, guys. We have the iPhone X, which both contains a super fast Bionic A11 processor that will greatly improve the performance of AR applications. By 2021, AR and VR industry is expected to become $108 billion. And this means that with the AR cloud and the advent of 5G technology, this number will only increase. So here I'm going to talk a little bit about this Magicverse. The 5G promises ultra high-speed connectivity, but it also promises much higher capacity, which is the number of devices a network can support at any given time. So this where we talk about the future of smart cities. Magic Leap, the company best known for its augmented reality headsets, unveiling some grand ideas about what it seems the future, what it sees the future of this technology. Abovitz, the company's CEO, shared his vision for the future with the Magicverse. As you can see here, a Magicverse could be also understood as the future of smart cities. Magicverse, described as a physical space layer, as you can see here, and this is layered with digital objects and services that people can access through connected devices of all types, including, of course, the wearable AR/VR devices. So the Magicverse, of course, relies on constant connectivity like 5G, and thus 5G will be the element that brings the Magicverse its power and bring it to life. So you can understand this as an emergent system of systems, bridging the physical with the digital in a large scale, persistent manner within a community of people. The higher speed, along with the increased capacity, will supposedly be what enables a society filled with the Internet of Things objects to actually function. Or, in the case of the Magicverse, multiple layers of digital space accessed through connected devices. So I see it as the future of smart cities, or the beginning of a new paradigm for smart cities. Now, the AR cloud. Talking about the AR cloud will be huge, I think, because of being extremely lucrative. From connectivity providers offering the service bundled in within your wireless package, or offering it as a separate standalone subscription, to an in-app AR cloud purchases. These are substantially a new stream of revenue that will set to be opened up, open up also new jobs, and a whole ecosystem of related businesses will also spring up. I will give you an example in this slide. Here's an example is Cognitive 3D. It's designed to provide detailed analytics focused on how users in AR operate. I will show you also at the very end with capacity software also how they have the analytics module present there. So for developers, the emergence of a significant AR cloud platform will be a huge boon. A service like Uber could overlay a button on a street which users could press to call a cab, or even a theater could overlay a buy tickets so that it can show a poster for users to purchase seats, and so on. So I'd like to also talk about the Facebook AR Studio, which is a platform for developers to help build AR apps for this giant social network. Why am I talking about Facebook AR Studio? Because I think with billions of monthly active users and counting, Facebook will be introducing a lot of people to AR. Meanwhile, Google has its Tango mobile AR platform, which uses a 3D positioning and motion tracking, like tracking technology to help developers create AR apps. But in general, this is the future of the giants, the future of social media's platform, or even Google, Amazon will be to introduce AR applications. And little thing about the Google image search, if you notice with the image search, it also works in reverse. So now you can take a picture of a flower and then it will tell you what it is. But what we're thinking of using it for the future is a picture of, for example, a label on your router. And then if you take a picture of this label on your router, hoping that the computer will be smart enough to connect your phone to the Wi-Fi. Yeah? Or ask you, do you want to connect to the Wi-Fi? And it could do that. So snapping a photo of a concrete poster, this will, the vision is to help you add to your calendar a certain event, if it's like a theater or buying tickets or. So this is what we hope the future, the smart future would look like. Now, talking about the cloud, we have to talk hand in hand, have to talk about the open source. We have the Open AR Cloud Association, OARC, and this association focuses on protecting and serving and preserving our individual and collective freedoms, privacy, dignity, and opportunity. In the short to mid-term, because of the amount of revenue AR cloud will generate, we are likely to see a number of siloed AR clouds spring up, rather than just a single all-encompassing one that seamlessly connects everything. Amazon will have its own, Google as well, and other big giants, and they will all be different. However, some of them might probably ask for a freemium approach. Some of them will go for a subscription-based, offering access for a regular fee. But the ones that we will care more about, I believe, are those who will stick to the values bestowed upon us by the creators of the internet, that are the values of freedom and openness, meaning those who will collaborate in an open source framework. So challenges, of all these challenges that you see on the screen, the one that we anticipate resonating most with consumers is privacy. The dominating factor that determines which AR cloud they will use will be privacy. How this all connects to blockchain. Blockchain seems complicated, and it definitely could be, but its core concept is really quite simple. A blockchain is a type of database. It differs from a typical database in the way it stores information. Blockchains stores data in blocks that are then chained together, and new data comes in and it enters into a fresh block. Once the block is filled in with data, it is chained onto the previous block, which makes the data chain together in chronicle order. Different types of information can be stored on a blockchain, but the most common use so far has been the ledger, like for Bitcoin, which is a decentralized way of using blockchains so that no single person or group has control. All users collectively retain power or control, and these decentralized blockchains are immutable, which means that the data entered is irreversible and the transactions are permanently recorded and viewed to everyone. So how this would help AR? Creating an IP protected digital assets. This is one way. Today, copying a digital photograph will be very easy from the internet, right? You found it on the internet, you copy it, easy. However, working out whether or not a digital photo is the original or just a copied version, this is the hard part. A good example of this in action can be seen in the game CryptoKitties. These are CryptoKitties, in which players were able to create and sell unique CryptoKitties, sometimes of thousands of pounds, for thousands of pounds. As you can see, people have spent up to now recently, like over $1 million buying these virtual kitties. Why? Because they are using the Ethereum platform. This Ethereum platform was launched in 2015. It's an open source, blockchain-based, decentralized software platform used for its own cryptocurrency, Ether, and it enables smart contracts and distributed applications to build and run without any downtime, fraud, control, or interference with a second party. So this is one of the examples of using AR, VR with blockchain. Now, the marriage of AR, VR, and blockchain, we like to put the importance of the union between blockchain and AR into perspective. We need to consider a world in which those Pokemon characters that you collected are genuinely unique. Each has its own completely distinct abilities and characteristics. This creates a new and totally different dynamic, right? The key to this paradigm is the blockchain technology that enables users to verify the authenticity of the digital asset they sold. And this will eventually start to influence how AR apps are developed and turned into profitable ventures. Now, augmented reality goes beyond gaming to developing real-world solutions. There are companies harnessing blockchain technology and merging it with VR to sell virtual real estate I will talk about this in the subsequent slides. However, for this slide, we'd like to focus on a case study that is Lampix. Lampix is a truly interactive tabletop augmented reality system that uses machine learning and blockchain-based image sourcing to recognize, reveal, and react to the virtual world. The lights of Lampix, actually here's the computer, here's the lamp on top of the table where it projects the augmented world or objects. It combines blockchain, AR, computer vision to track virtually represented data between users and cafes, bars, and restaurants. This is the first application of it. Now, commercialized application of it is to be sold in or implemented in restaurants and cafes. But I see that in recent times, we will see heavyweight companies like Microsoft, IBM, and FedEx all embarking upon serious efforts to develop blockchain projects that go beyond the use for mere currency. Now, a case in point also is capacity. For those who attended my presentation yesterday for the self-service checkout system, we also use capacity, a decentralized AR/VR ecosystem of 3D content exchange. Each asset is assigned a unique identification code in this software to prevent copyright infringement. Capacity lets companies create and deliver 3D VR AR experiences to blur the line between this online and the in-store shopping experience. For example, in fact, I will say that this software is the first scalable and easy to adopt solution for complex e-commerce projects. I just purchased a $20 kind of rotating 360-degree rotating table and put my mobile phone on a tripod, a stand, and I was able to generate easily in 3 minutes, was able to generate a 3D model of the merchandise or of the product or of the item that I placed on the table, rotating table. The capacity clients see higher conversion rates, about 10 to 30% increase, 6 times higher dwell time in the product page, and less returns, as well as less consumer inquiries when they are using the interactive 3D images for products. This platform also provides unique 3D analytics tools. As I said earlier in previous slide, these analytics modules are quite present nowadays in every AR/VR blockchain platform. That these kind of 3D analytics tools based on AI to track customers' online behavior and ensure the best product presentation online. It also detects real buyers among site visitors to run more efficient marketing and ad targeting campaigns. This is really awesome. Also, when I talked in the previous slide about buying virtual real estate, similar marriage of immersive content and blockchain can be found in Decentraland. It's an Ethereum-based blockchain platform where users can purchase, build, and monetize virtual reality applications. Although it is still in its infancy, it's positioning itself as an immersive interactive world where people can simply pop on some AR glasses and explore a virtual world with a range of activities and sites. When I was really young, we were familiar, if anybody here is familiar with the Second Life. Second Life was also a virtual world, but it's not blockchain based. This is the difference. If you are wondering what's the difference between Second Life and Decentraland. Decentraland is based on the decentralized blockchain, and it is connected to the Ethereum-based blockchain platform. So far we already seen how the upswell in the number of the Ethereum-based applications. And many of these are projects that sit at the intersection of immersive technology and blockchains. So in summary, because of time limitation, I have 20 seconds to summarize. We're clear here from ventures like the ones that mentioned in today's presentations, involvement of the Amazons and Facebook and other giants, that more and more companies are entering the space with private blockchain projects. When these two technologies converge, it's wholly conceivable that we are or we will be part of a global economy of immersive content experiences, all experienced in an augmented world via smart glasses or mobile phones, in fact. Just in March 2nd, 2021, Microsoft has announced Microsoft Mesh. It's a new holoportation, if I could describe it, mixed reality platform. The platform could service all devices and all development packages, and it's also, well, what I see unique about it is the ability to perform the holographic rendering. As you can see in this picture, this is a holograms. Those are all holograms, so we can all attend the conference with our holograms in a virtual world. So with this slide, I will conclude. Here's what I see the future landscape would look like, and this is sourced from PwC. This is the coupling of not only AR, VR with blockchains, but also how it could service artificial intelligence, smart cities, Internet of Things, robotics, drones, 3D printing, and so on. So with this, I will stop here and I will take your questions or any feedback. Thank you so much.